Hi traders, welcome to the live trading webinar with FXDD on this 23rd of May. Thanks for joining. We're going to take a look at the financial markets together, the charts specifically, starting with your dollar and pound dollar. But before we do that though, we have some risk disclaimer to discuss. All right, so let me show you that in more detail. There we go. Trading for exchange and global financial markets in general is considered high risk. It may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. And this webinar is for educational and informational purposes only. All right, if you are not able to watch or catch the live webinar, check out FXDD YouTube channel where you can see all of the videos and the recorded webinars as well. And if you're looking at the recording, be aware that you can actually join the live webinars when joining these two links. The top one is the live trading webinars and the bottom one is the live educational webinars. So join us live as well, besides looking, of course, at the recordings. All right, so let's take a look at the FXDD MT4 platform and see what's going on, starting with this euro dollar. And your dollar is moving up. It did make the break down to 111. So for those that were interested in trading the euro dollar to the downside, there was space to 111, and that was a target area just because of the round level, just because of the kind of sideways corrective zone. Price hit 111.05, it seems, 111.066 to be precise, and I used that as a bouncing spot. So it didn't get quite to the 111 exactly. And I'm not, surprised in a way that the price is moving up again. It is just a very choppy, very corrective price action on the euro dollar. But for those that were looking for the breakout below 111.50, we did get a dash down, on this euro dollar as expected. So what next? I think it's a tough question for this euro dollar. Let me quickly turn off the sound of my mobile, which I forgot. Sorry for that. So, your dollar daily chart depends a little bit on this daily candle. I think I would wait for this daily candle, to be honest, because if this daily candle closes with a good close near the low, I actually just realized you cannot see my screen. Sorry for that. So let's quickly switch screens there so you can actually see the FXDD platform. I didn't realize that. Yeah, there we go. Good. You didn't miss anything, though. I was just looking at the 1 hour chart and saying that price made a dash down, or the 4 hour chart actually, and made this break below 111.50 and indeed made this dash down. That's all. So daily chart, if we get a candle close near this 111.06, then yes, that could be a good breakout. That could be a good candle. And I would say that continuation lower seems likely. But if we get a wick like this, it could also easily be a reaction to a double bottom. And if we get a good wick at the bottom of this candle, well, then, that could actually be some kind of double bottom. Maybe this was an ABC pattern down like this. And, price might actually revert back to 112.50 and retest these tops yet again for the third time. So that's something that's going to be interesting. And we'll have to find out after today's daily candle, I think, at this moment. Today's trade basically was from 111.50 down to 111. That's behind us already. So, at this moment, I don't see any particular trade that is interesting. I mean, one might think about a potential downside trade. It is bouncing after 150, 144 EMA. It did retest to 111.50. So it could be a bounce spot. But considering the upside momentum, it has its risks as well, and you got to be careful of that. So, it could be, revert back down. It depends a little bit on how fast price is moving. If it makes a bull flag, that would not look good for downside. If it reverts quickly, then maybe it could be good to hold on throughout the night and keep to Friday and see if Friday there could be a continuation lower, for instance, right? So for those reversal traders that like to trade against momentum, that could be something to think about. Personally, I'm a little bit more conservative, and I'd rather wait for the daily candle to give very clear information about today's direction. Okay, so by the way, if you were looking for a good bear flag, look at that. Earlier today, 15-minute bear flag there with a downtrend, price below the 21 EMA, 20 EMA below the 144. And we had a good break and continuation down close to that 111 target zone. Anyhow, with this wick on the 1 hour chart, I will be a little bit cautious with reversal shorts personally. That's why I personally prefer waiting for the daily candle. And also keep an eye on this 4 hour candle, right? This could be also massive. If there's a big wick like this with a bullish close, that could be a pin bar reaction as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be the daily candle, right? A 4 hour candle like this could already indicate reversal, and the daily candle would confirm that. So if it is anything like this on the 4 hour or daily, then I would expect price to break above the 21 EMA eventually and move back up to a 122.25, the R1 for the moment. Maybe the weekly pivot point at first, and then probably the R1. All right, pound dollar may be more interesting, but it's moving up to doji last hour. This was, I was telling some traders from Elite Currency that are in our membership program that this looks like 5 waves completed to me, and that I think that there could be some correction first on the pound dollar. Overall, though, the trend is down, right? Absolutely. Look at this confluence price neatly below the 21, which is below the 144. A lot of space between the 21 and 144. A lot of momentum to the downside on this currency pair. So if we get a corrective pattern, anything like a bear flag or triangle pattern, and price price bounces off the 21 EMA, that would be ideal for a continuation one more time on the pound dollar towards 125, and then after that 124.25. But on the hourly chart, we did see 5 waves completed, which makes me therefore rather a bit cautious and wait for a flag pattern here on this pound dollar. Something like, for instance, maybe like this. This was the first bear flag. Then we had smaller bear flags here, 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 here. Then we had a pullback into the 128 zone, and then another bear flag here, and a pullback here. At this spot, price is a bit extended, and I think some retracement, maybe into the 127, max 127.50 zone is likely. So from my point of view, I'm waiting on the pound for a clear correction. All right. Dollar yen. Let's move on. Okay, dollar yen is breaking in the different direction than I anticipated. I was considering this to be an uptrend channel, and it was an uptrend channel, right? Everyone can see that. And was looking for a bounce and re-break above this S1, 144 EMA, 21 EMA high, this fractal, above this 110.25, 110.50 resistance zone. That's what I was waiting for. A break above that for continuation higher. And it looked good for a bullish breakout to me. Clear uptrend. Of course, the moving averages were still aligned to the downside. But I thought that there was a good chance of a bigger reversal, and I expected price to re-break above the 144 EMA second time for a continuation higher. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for price to confirm this breakout, but it never did. That's why it's sometimes good to wait for confirmations. Instead, price surprised me at least by breaking below 110 and breaking below the 21 EMA, and the 21 EMA angle shifted from up to down. And it's either a bigger retracement or maybe even a downtrend. All right. So it depends a little bit on how price responds at this weekly pivot point. If it bounces to the upside, then I would expect an ABC correction, maybe down to 109.50, maybe 109.20, which could still be bouncing spots for upside. In that case, this could be maybe, for instance, a wave 1. This could be wave 2, right? ABC and wave 2. Possible. As long as price stays above this bottom, it could be that. It could be a wave 1, 2. But if it breaks to this weekly pivot point, then it might not be a wave 1, 2, but it could be just a pullback within the downtrend. Strong downside, price retracing to the 21 EMA. So if there's strong momentum here, this could also be just a continuation down to for a lower low instead. All right, so one of the things we can keep an eye on is today's daily candle. And If it's bearish like this, that would not be good. It would be not that good for bulls in that case. So let's see. If today's daily candle closes near the low, that means that the pivot point has stopped price for a little bit, but there was no bigger reaction to the support zone. In that case, it's likely that the price will break through it. And in that case, it doesn't look like an ABC correction. If price bounces here and makes an upside to the 50, 61.8 fib, then this is looking more like a wave A. The upside is looking like a wave B, and we're expecting price to move down as part of a wave C. So the reaction at this weekly pivot point is very important to distinguish whether it is ABC or whether it's more of a reversal and the trend is going to be down. So end of today's daily candle, again, very important. Just by coincidence, we have a couple of pairs like that. All right, pound yen. Good continuation lower as well. Good downtrend as well. It's the same like the pound dollar. Everything aligned to the downside. Huge space between the moving averages. This is likely to continue for another lower low. After the traces, then it's likely to continue again lower. But I'm not sure how much space it is left at this moment. Yeah, that's a little bit tricky, I think, at this spot. That's nothing we can do. We just planned this webinar a month ahead of time, so it's difficult to know whether how things will look like. Of course, when the market is developing at this time, you never know. If there's something interesting to trade right now or not. But also with the pound yen, I am leaning towards the fact that there should be some kind of bear flag correction first, to be honest, here with this pound yen. All right, euro yen. Same thing for the moment. So let's see if there's something else that could be interesting right now. Maybe the dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, the one thing I don't like about this dollar CAD is that it has gone sideways so long. But the breakout is happening right here, and it's testing these resistance levels. And it looks like it just made a correction, ABC correction here. So from this perspective, upside, sideways, could be a good continuation higher. I think what we just need is a bear flag on the 1 hour chart. I think there's good momentum on the hourly chart. I like it. I think we're just waiting for a bear flag to the 21 EMA and a continuation higher. I think there's a fair chance of that. And I think that could be fine. But we do need some kind of bull flag, excuse me. Sometimes I mix these up. Bull flag on the 1 hour chart for that. All right, Kiwi dollar is moving up as well, just like the euro and pound. Making some retracement. And same like the Aussie. Those don't look that interesting to me. All kind of retracements are going on at this moment. Maybe except the pound odd. Pound odd could be breaking actually to the downside. And that does not look bad, the pound odd actually. We're getting a re-break below the 20 anyway. Excuse me. Sorry for that. Came out of the blue. Yes, break below the 20 EMA, I think could look good because everything is aligned. Price will be then below the 20 EMA, which is below the 144 EMA. Good space between the moving averages. And it looks like a re-break. And I think there's a fair chance of this trend, downtrend continuation, at least to the long-term moving average on the daily chart, which is around 182.50. So that's a good space. 120 pips potential there if it gets to that target. So not bad. Let's put these lines here on the daily chart, key support and resistance levels. So from that perspective, depends a little bit on this hourly candle. If it closes below the low, I think stop loss 2 fractals back. This is the second fractal back at around 180, 184, 30-ish could be okay. And aiming for that 182.50, target zone. I think that looks pretty good, but I would like to see an hourly candle confirming the close below this bottom here, 183.72, close below the 21 EMA low. But otherwise, it looks that look could be interesting. One of the better ones, probably, I think, at the moment. Otherwise, prices making particularly at this moment mostly retracements, actually, to be honest. We could take a look at Bitcoin. Let's do that. Bitcoin had some good movement to the upside. Finally, some volatility started on the beginning of April here, then went sideways, then bounced off the 21 EMA, went all the way up from 5 to about 8.5K, and made a retracement and bounce up again, hanging around this almost 8K level at the moment. So a week left, and we might get a good breakout candle on the monthly chart. So if it closes near the high, then fair chance that the bulls are in control of this monthly candle. And that could be a good breakout. Moving averages are still aligned to the downside of the monthly, as you can see. Big momentum up, correction, moving averages stayed aligned, and this breakout candle could be pretty good. So let's see. End of May, we'll know more about that, about the potential monthly breakout. Weekly chart 2, 4, prices already pulling away from the 21 EMA, and if it could stay away from this 21 EMA for another 2 months or so, I think that would show definitely the potential that this is a wave 3 to the upside. In that case, price was in an A, B, C correction, and this is starting to look like an uptrend, a wave 3, in fact. On the 4-hour chart, I think we can get a higher high as well. I think that there's a good chance that if it breaks above the 21 EMA and this trend line, that there could be an immediate follow through to the upside. This does look like a bull flag. In fact, break up that bull flag should send it higher. And one of the targets to keep in mind, maybe the R2, for instance, at around 9,000. Sorry. All right, S&P 500 also showing very interesting candle, monthly candle, and if it closes anything like that end of May in 8 days, that would be bearish engulfing twins on the monthly. And we have not had many bearish candles on the S&P 500 since the Great Recession in 2008 and 9. Since the stock market actually turned back in March 2009, you can really almost count the bearish candles on 2 hands, I guess. These are dojis. Small candles here. These are serious bearish candles. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not counting these smaller bearish candles. 7, 8, 9. So it's a bit ambiguous how to count it. Maybe with 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 in about 120 months now, I guess. That's not many. That is 13%, I believe. So a huge bullish run, but if we get bearish engulfing twins, then that could change things. We were talking about the double top already in the past. The fact that there could be an expanding wedge as well if it does break the top like this. Oh, no, that's not what I want to show. 1 second. And then we are getting in a resistance zone, and price did respond to that, right? We did get the bounce for whatever reason. We did get a higher high, so it actually could be an expanding wedge. Look at that. Double top or expanding wedge, doesn't matter. You can use both patterns for identifying this reversal. And if it breaks below this support zone, breaks below the 20-minute low, then it should go to the 144 EMA and continue with this reversal and retracement. Sorry. And it should make this dash down here, this bigger retracement. If it breaks below the 144 EMA, maybe even more space, right? Now we're talking about a big reversal, I know. And these reversals are always difficult to pinpoint and predict, to be honest, or forecast. But with the break below 144 EMA, we might get something more substantial. We already had a pretty good retracement here in this part. This was just a minor retracement. This was a bigger retracement. Then we still got an uptrend continuation. The next one might see price even move further. But that's just my 2 cents. I might be totally wrong. It's my bias. And who knows? It could bounce off 27.74 and start a new uptrend. You never know with these stock indices, I guess. But that's why these bearish engulfing twins on the monthly chart are important. That's why 8 days from now, we will get, I think, some interesting info, perhaps. If it's not bearish engulfing twins, if for whatever reason this candle close is way up here, then that might be a signal that the reversal or retracement is not happening as yet. So this is a key piece of information, on this S&P 500. All right, but early signs are, from my point of view, that we're going to get a bearish candle. And one of the reasons is, one of the reasons is break here. We had strong momentum to the downside, bounce off the 144 EMA, re-break below the 20 EMA for the third time here, and price is showing good momentum. And today's daily candle could confirm that the price is below the 21 EMA. So you can see how these moving averages work well. You see the break below the 20 EMA, fall to the 144, bounce off of that, retest of the 20 EMA, bounce off of that, right? So if today's daily candle is like this, could be more correction coming up this month. And if this month closes bearish, then maybe more bearishness in the next months. All right. Very cautiously, I'm saying that. All right. Any questions or comments at the moment that you would like to ask me? So from my perspective, maybe a quick summary. I like, very curious about Bitcoin. I think that looks interesting for upside continuation, uptrend continuation. I think maybe pound odd could be interesting, right? As I mentioned, maybe pound dollar after correction on the hourly chart, at least some bear flag, maybe 4 hour looks good. Euro dollar, I'm not sure. Depends on today's daily candle. Dollar yen, I'm not sure. Depends on today's daily candle. At the moment, it's actually even breaking through the weekly pivot point. So that would be, a bearish signal or directional confirmation for the moment. But the dollar CAD and after a bull flag, the pound odd, I think, and the pound dollar and perhaps the pound yen after correction, and Bitcoin, I think, seem to be the most interesting from my point of view at this moment. But the pound odd is the pound yen is not giving any correction as yet. But this is not a good spot, I think, to trade it, in my view, at the S1. Even on a 50-minute chart, if we were looking at the charts here, maybe bear flag here, right, could have been considered. Here we had a break, and here we had a small. These are all very small bear flags, but still like that, and another bear flag. But not right now. I think it's too. Price is already on its way on this 50-minute chart. Plus, we have the weekly S1, so not a good spot for trading with the momentum. Alrighty, folks. Well, that was my 2 cents. It was a bit faster than usual, but as I said, a lot of things are retracing at this moment. So that makes it a little bit more difficult, I think, at this point. Euro pound, by the way, we didn't look at that, but euro pound is looking bullish to me as well. We seem to have finished the correction on the euro pound, bounce off here, double bottom, and re-break above the 20 MA. From my point of view, it looks good for continuation higher. What I think we want to see is some bigger bull flag on the euro pound as well, just like on the other pound pairs, maybe even more so on the euro pound. And I think a continuation higher does look good. Okay, so hope to see you in the live webinar soon. Nennet has a live webinar actually in 30 minutes from now. Once again, if you want to check out more videos, see all the recordings and all the recordings of the webinars as well, check out FXDD YouTube channel to not miss anything. And of course, if you're interested in checking out the live webinars, see those links at the very beginning where I show you how you can join those live webinars. If you're looking at the recording, if you're looking at YouTube, and you would like to join live, those links are mentioned there. And well, that's about it. So see you soon. Wish you good trading and cheers.